A Helldivers 2 community manager appears to be fired in the wake of the disastrous handling of the Sony policy rollout that would require Steam players to link their accounts to a PlayStation Network account in order to play the game. That policy has since been revoked after massive amounts of backlash by players directed at Sony and the game. And now the Helldivers 2 community manager has been fired. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com, and it appears that community manager Spitz was fired by Arrowhead Game Studios. In the Helldivers 2 Discord, Spitz or Spitzer FX no longer has the community manager badge, and he's made a number of comments indicating he no longer has any kind of authority or leverage in the Discord and game. As can be seen below, Spitz no longer, or on your screen, is no longer listed in the Discord's community manager tab. It only includes Baskinator and Twinbeard. Furthermore, Spitz no longer has the community manager role listed on his profile. You can see that it is not there. It just lists off PlayStation Network, Steam, Helldiver, Regular, Reactions, and North America. In contrast, you can see Baskinator's roles here. It says community manager right there as part of her role. Spitz no longer has that community manager role. Not only does he no longer have the community manager role, and he is not listed in the community manager tab, he's made numerous comments indicating he no longer has any authority in the Discord. He said, "I can't confirm anything anymore, LOL." In another comment, he wrote, "Today is a dark day." When asked who would do high command dispatches, he responded, "Not me." As for why he got fired, Spitz said, "Generally, it's not a good idea to tell people to refund and leave negative reviews when you're a community manager. TIL, or today I learned." So he's claiming that when he was telling people to ask for refunds or leave negative reviews, that is why he got fired. Another comment he wrote, "I appreciate all the support and I appreciate even more that everyone can play the game without restrictions. I knew I was taking a risk with what I said about refunding and changing reviews. I stand by it. It was my job to represent the community. That's what I did. Taking the rest of the day off, not feeling super well. Love you all." That was at 3:24 p.m. However, he would continue to post in the Discord. In this one, he says, "I wanted to work for Arrowhead because they're my all-time favorite studio. I got that chance. I'm thankful for that opportunity. I'd happily continue working for them if I had the choice, but that isn't up to me or anyone else in here. I can walk away happy, and I don't want anyone causing trouble on my behalf, especially not to people I still have a lot of care and respect for." And then in a more recent one, this was at like right around 4:30, he posted this: "I challenge anyone to be put in the position that the CMs or moderators have been in the last 4 days and not let a bit of attitude seep into their comments and statements. But I agree, more professionalism was needed in some of the things I said." So let's kind of go over some of the things that he did say. He belittled and mocked gamers in the Discord. He initially claimed that negative feedback would not change Sony's decision to require Steam players to connect their accounts to a PlayStation Network account. Sony did indeed reverse their decision. In another comment, he wrote this: "It's not like this is the first or even the 14th mainstream game to require a third-party account that takes a couple minutes to create. But if it's a deal breaker to have to take 120 seconds out of your day to enter an email and password and then forget about it, change your Steam review and make your displeasure known on a platform where it matters." So clearly belittling gamers there in that post. And then also instructing them to leave negative Steam reviews and express their displeasure. And another who responded to a player who wrote this: "This will kill Helldivers 2 on Steam. Backpedal or lose your player base." Spitz responded, "I thought you were refunding and leaving." So clear kind of condescension there from him in that post as well. He eventually called for players to express their displeasure with the policy, the linking policy, by asking for refunds and providing negative reviews so Arrowhead Game Studios would have leverage with Sony. He said, "Players making their displeasure known through reviews, refunds, etc. gives us more pull in the discussions with Sony. They don't read our Discord. It hurts to see the game's popularity suffer in ratings, but discussions are ongoing and our team is on the side of the players in this fight." It's unrealistic to expect people to make PlayStation Network accounts in different regions to get past the account linking requirement. We're aware of that. Discussions are ongoing. So that seemed to be a directive from Arrowhead Game Studios, and now he's saying he got fired for this. At least that's the implication. That doesn't really add up to me. I think there's more to this story than what we're seeing. Obviously, he has indeed been fired, but I'm not sure if how he is painting himself is the reason why he got fired. I think there's a little bit more to this. I think it might have more to do with his customer service rather than the fact that he was telling people to leave negative reviews, ask for refunds, etc. Because he's saying that was what Arrowhead was using as part of their discussions with Sony to get the account linking decision reversed. Remember, he had previously said that it wouldn't matter. So one would think that that was a change from Arrowhead. You having your community managers go out there and say, leaving negative feedback on this isn't going to matter. Suck it up, deal with it, do the 120-second change, yada, yada, yada. And then, I don't know, 24, 48 hours later, you're saying, yes, leave negative reviews, refund the game, etc. Because it will help us in our discussions with Sony. That just seems like that was a directive from Arrowhead. It doesn't seem like something he would be doing on his own. Now, it's possible he did do it on his own, and that's why he was fired, because it wasn't a directive from Arrowhead. But that did indeed seem to it didn't seem to be the case. That doesn't seem like it's the case to me. So moving on here, his firing does come in the wake of Mark Kern Grum's calling for the community management team for Helldivers 2 to be fired after one of the company's moderators falsely accused him of sexual assault, being a right-wing influencer, and leading a harassment campaign against a community manager. The moderators also banned the term grums from the Helldivers 2 Discord. Kern posted this on X. Jokes aside, this is a dangerous precedent. If you become too effective a critic of Sony and Arrowhead Game Studios and stand up for gamers, they will ban your name from the Helldivers Discord server and personally attack you. This is blatant abuse of community manager power. Worst community management team in history. Fire them. After Spitz was fired, this is what Kern reacted. He says, Helldivers has fired Discord community manager Spitz, who inflamed the community with his flip defense of PlayStation Network, which he later walked back. All roles removed, and he cites asking players to do negative reviews as the reason. He then thanks Real Jack, who shared the screenshots from the Discord that Grum shares on the post. And then he asked this, has the cleanup begun? Purple Legion, who is the moderator that made those absolutely heinous accusations against Grums, was also demoted but not fired after falsely accusing me of crimes. I don't think moderators can be fired. I think they're volunteers. They don't get paid. But he should have been removed as a moderator completely. I'm not sure if he has or not. It looked like he had kind of been demoted to a lower tier of moderator, but he should have just been had his moderating privileges completely removed. Absolutely disgusting behavior that should not be tolerated. Just unexcusable to not just completely remove the guy from the moderation team. Stuff like that is almost like I would argue that is a bannable offense from the Discord. I mean, it's truly sick stuff. But and maybe Purple Legion was a moderator that was being empowered by Spitz. Who knows? Like I said, I think there's a lot more to this than what Spitz is letting on. I find it hard to believe that he was getting fired for what looks like a directive from Arrowhead Game Studios to request players to leave bad reviews and ask for refunds. That just doesn't seem to, I don't know. It doesn't seem very logical to me that is the reason why he's being fired, given the fact that that does indeed look like a directive from the company. I think there's a lot more to this, but he has indeed been fired. I think that's probably a good thing. He wasn't very professional. He didn't handle the situation very well. He was deriding players. He was creating more problems. He was creating more fires for the community management team, something that you don't want to do. You want them to be able to like recognize players' complaints, be understanding. You don't want to be combative with them. It just isn't a very smart strategy. And as he even admits, it was not very professional. And I think we need to have higher standards. And I think that Arrowhead Game Studios was right to fire him if it was for his unprofessionalism. Now, if they're firing him for what he's claiming is telling players to leave bad reviews and ask for refunds, that just seems a little petty to me. And that only seems like it would come from Sony. I don't know if the Arrowhead would really do that. That's why it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But let me know what you guys make of this. What do you make of Spitz being fired? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable to each other, but to always speak the truth.